Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to PWA Battery. We have an outstanding card for you lined up for tonight, getting things started with tag team action. The Mass Shooter and Ronnie Lassiter take on the Samoan Storm, Talofa and Thomas Storm. Let's take you to ringside. There's the bell. Mass Shooter starting things off with the much larger Talofa Storm. Shooter and Lassiter have been doing a great job on Battery, getting back to their old tag team roots, and it's clear from the recent interview from Ronnie Lassiter that he feels like it is just what he needed to get his career back on track after losing the heavyweight championship. Mass Shooter has to contend with the Imperial Assassin this Thursday on Battery in a barbed wire death match shortly before PWA Undaunted. We don't know if this Thursday's match will be the Mass Shooter's last match or what his future is going to bring, but I have a feeling that the outcome of that match against his old nemesis, the Imperial Assassin, is going to tell us a lot about the career of the Shooter. Meanwhile, it is Ronnie Lassiter taking things to Talofa after the tag. Talofa doing everything he can to keep Lassiter off balance. Both men off the rope, shoulder tackle, and down goes Talofa. Talofa retreats back to his corner, takes one last shot, and drops Lassiter. There's the tag to Tama. And now the Samoan Storm looking for the double team. Magic Killer. They certainly got it off. Tama off the ropes, and big back body drop from Lassiter. Lassiter with a double sledgehammer. Drops Tama to the canvas. Tama likewise. Solid punch and a knee drop. Off the ropes, and Lassiter with a big hip toss. Down goes Tama. Lassiter now locking in a neck lock on Tama Storm. Tama slips out the back door. Both men back to their feet. Now standing toe-to-toe against each other, trading punches and chops. Down goes Tama. Lassiter getting the better of that exchange and makes the tag to the Mass Shooter. Tama sent into the turnbuckle. Comes out with a body slam against the Shooter. Blatant low blow in front of the referee. Tama being admonished. Got the Shooter up. The Shooter floats over out of the suplex attempt. Collar double tie up. Big swipe across the face, and down goes the Shooter. Tama follows up with a headbutt, and there's the tag. Shooter had the double team scouted. Talofa now legal for his team. Off the ropes, drop toe hold. Well executed by the Shooter. Talofa trying to back off a bit. Gets body slammed for his trouble. Takes a tumble outside of the ring and back in almost immediately. Collar double tie up once again. Talofa goes to the eyes of the Shooter. Big headbutt, down goes the Shooter. Talofa off the ropes. Talofa drops the big headbutt. Tag is made to Ronnie Lassiter, who can certainly match size with the Samoan Storm. The fireman's carry by Lassiter. Lassiter now with a neck lock, looking to wear down Talofa Storm, much like he attempted to wear down Tama. Good punch, and Talofa has had enough. He's going to tag out to Tama Storm. Double team, no, denied by Lassiter. Once bitten, twice shy. Lassiter had that double team well scouted. Good right hand from Tama. Takes Lassiter to the canvas. Punch kick combination. Lassiter still standing though. Goes Tama off to the races, and back body drop. Lasseter using all that strength that he possesses and using it very effectively. Big chop. Down goes Lasseter. Now look at this. Tama attempting to choke out Lasseter blatantly. Lasseter ducks the cross chop. Tama's got him up and down in a pile driver. Now a belly to back suplex from the canvas. Another big chop, and down goes Lasseter. Lasseter having his problems since Tama Storm got tagged back in. Running headbutt from Tama. And Lasseter going to take the opportunity to tag out to the Shooter. Shooter and Lasseter going for the double team. Tama denies them. Big Shooter back up, thrust kick. Shooter keeps his feet though, and there's the tag to Talofa Storm. Oh, look out. Here comes the freight train. Double knees to the jaw of the Shooter, and now trapped in a single leg crab. Lasseter in to break it up. Shooter drops the elbow. Shooter sent into the corner now. This is not a good place for him to be, as Talofa now just kicking away at his face viciously. Drops the headbutt on the Shooter. Big Shooter back up to his feet. Shooter now retreating back to his corner. There's the tag to Ronnie Lasseter. Shooter and Lasseter doing everything they can to keep a fresh man in. Samoan Storm looking to be immediately more effective in their offense. However, that backbreaker could turn things around. Big punch followed up by a chop. And Talofa with an overhead belly to belly on Ronnie Lasseter. And now again, bending and breaking of the rules all over this match by the Samoan Storm. Nice takedown from Lasseter. Talofa back up to his feet immediately. Gets caught in a backbreaker right into a body slam from Lasseter. Lasseter going up to the top rope and scores with a diving back elbow on Talofa Storm. Pick Talofa back up to his feet. Tag is made to Tama. And a rake of the eyes. Lasseter having his problems with both of the Samoan Storm. They are utilizing a numbers advantage, and they've got Lasseter trapped on this side of the ring. A pair of sentons from the top rope score for Tama. Tama back up to the top rope with a third senton. Lasseter in deep trouble here. Gut-wrench suplex from Lasseter. Lasseter makes the desperate tag to the masked Shooter. Shooter now with a camel clutch on Tama Storm. Tama manages to break the hold. Got him set up. Pile driver from Tama onto Shooter. Tama drops the knee. Shooter back up to his feet, trying to back off, gauge the distance. Shooter gets sent in for the ropes. And Shooter with a good body block takes down Tama Storm. Comes off the ropes once again. Beautiful elbow from the masked Shooter. Kick to the midsection. And a series of headbutts from Tama. And down goes the masked Shooter. Count of one and broken up by Lasseter. Tama on the wrong side of the ring for that cover. Tag is made to Ronnie Lasseter. Tag is made to Talofa Storm. Big chop. Down goes the masked Shooter. Lasseter now. Oh, look out. Running with Talofa. Big power slam after crashing him into the corner. Gets a 2 count and broken up by Tama. Oh, look out. Magic killer on the masked Shooter. Lasseter now trying to fight this war alone. Look out. St. Valentine's Massacre. Cover broken up by the Shooter again. The Samoan Storm going for pins on the wrong side of the ring. Talofa off the ropes, diving headbutt to Lasseter. Lasseter back up to his feet. Backslide attempt, count of one, and broken up by the masked Shooter. Shoot is locked in on Talofa Storm. Shooter, unfortunately, not the legal man. That might have been a tap out. Now he's the legal man after the tag is made. It is Tama and the masked Shooter, the principals right now in this ring. Oh, look out, modified neckbreaker, sort of a tilt-a-whirl neckbreaker on the Shooter. punch kick combination. Shooter goes down. Tama off the ropes. Tama with a diving headbutt. Shooter and Tama Storm now going back and forth. Chops and punches. Lariat from the Shooter, and the Shooter has got the sharpshooter locked in. Talofa in to break it up. Gear Jammer on Tama, flying cross top, and down goes the mass Shooter. Blatant low blow in front of the referee. Talofa, after being locked or being trapped in that Gear Jammer, has been tagged back in the ring. Tongue and death grip applied to the Shooter, but Tama no longer legal. Running power slam by the Shooter. And there's a tag to Ronnie Lassiter. Tag is made to Tama Storm. Double team, look out, Magic Killer. Tama off the ropes, diving headbutt. Lassiter back up to his feet, collar and elbow tie, big headbutt, and down goes Lassiter once more. Tama picks Lassiter back up to his feet. Lassiter giving chase. Sent to the ropes. Frankensteiner from Tama. Picks Lassiter back up and chops him right back down. Lassiter back up to his feet. Tama avoids the strike, and a tongue and death grip. Latched on once again, and Lassiter has no choice but to submit. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners by submission of 20 minutes and 20 seconds. Ronnie Lassiter and the mass Shooter did not win. They lost to the Samoan Storm. Up next, by special request, it will be Akira Wilde. And he will take on one of his former compatriots from the old PWS days. He'll be going one-on-one against The Factor. Let's take you to ringside.
Fight.
The Factor taking on the surgical specialist Akira Wilde in what should be an absolutely classic battle. Factor just making his return after a brutal match with Viktor Sokolov during the Sokolov Open Challenge, made his re-debut, now looking to build momentum against the surgical specialist Akira Wilde. And Akira having his own problems. He has been the center of controversy in PWA lately. Got his hands on the boss most recently on our last edition of PWA Assault, and certainly there are going to be some repercussions. We'll have to see what happens on Assault, but right now it is the Factor and Akira Wilde going at it one-on-one, and you will not find a better pair of technical wrestlers anywhere in professional wrestling.
Give up.
Akira with the figure four neck lock on the Factor. Factor slips out the back door. Both of these men former champions in many different organizations. They have held a combined 16 plus titles. It's a lot of pedigree in the ring. Neckbreaker from Akira Wilde. and right back to the figure 4 neck lock. Softening up the neck for the rolling Akira lock or perhaps the dragon sleeper. Factor slips out the back door once again. Judo hip toss. Down goes Wild. Neck breaker from Wild. Hooks the leg. Count of 1. And a kick out at about 1.5 from the Factor. And Wild with a foot stunner. Hard chop. Down goes the Factor. Wild drops the fist. Factor needs to do something here. Wild starting to pull away from him. And Wild locking in the Dragon Sleeper early in this contest. Factor able to break the hold. Wild says, come on, give me your best shot. Got to wonder if that's a sucker play, though. No, he's going to stand toe-to-toe with the Factor. Factor drops Wild with a hard left hand. Factor now going for the cover. And Akira kicks out before the referee got in position. Hard forearm followed up by a dragon screw from the Factor. Factor softening up the legs. Looking for the Factor 4 leg lock, no doubt. Screw slam from Wild. Akira Wild with a fist drop. Collar and elbow tap. Rolling Akira lock. But right into the ropes. Factor all in the ropes and the referee calls for the break. Well, that's got to get into the head of the Factor at this point. Wild runs over the Factor. Off the ropes again. Driving knee from Akira. Factor with a drop toe hold on Wild. Picks Akira back up to his feet. And Akira with the screw slam on the Factor. Collar and elbow tap once again. Factor with an arm breaker on Wild. Akira with a roll up. 1. Count of 2 and a kick out by the Factor at 2. Collar and elbow tap once again. Front face lock from the Factor. Drops Wild to the canvas. Knee drop. And it is Wild with a counter sleeper hold. Had the scissors locked in, but again the Factor finds the ropes and gets the break. Screw slam from Akira Wild. Akira picks Factor back up, chops him down. Factor looking to follow him in, comes out with a hard forearm. Screw slam from Wild, and Factor has hit the outside of the ring. Akira telling him to come back in. He's got more for him. And Factor not going to turn away any challenge. Comes back in, takes a shot to the breadbasket. Wild now to the top rope. Wild with a diving leg drop. And going back to the top rope once more. Big frog splash. Hooks the leg. 1. Count of 2. Kick out by the Factor at about 2.5. Arm breaker by the Factor. Factor now continuing to work the legs of Wild. Not letting go of that game plan. Factor off the ropes. Wild hops over and locks in the Dragon Sleeper once again.
Give up.
Factor doing everything he can, twisting and turning, trying to break the hold, and finally slips out. Now it's Wild in for the ride. Factor with the arm drag. Factor picks Wild back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie-up. Dragon screw leg whip from the Factor. Factor now softening up the legs of Wild. Picks him back up. Akira with a drop toe hold off the ropes. Drops the elbow. Picks Factor back up to his feet. Factor looking for a roll-up. Akira had it scouted. Collar and elbow tie-up. Rolling Akira lock. Factor trying to get to the ropes, and he gets to the ropes once more. Wild now looking a bit frustrated that he's not been able to put the Factor away. Throws out a stiff jab. Down goes the Factor. Wild with that frog splash across the back, across the torso of the Factor. Factor takes an elbow drop back up to his feet. Applies the front face lock to Wild. Now Factor up to the higher end district. Factor with a rolling leg drop on Wild. The Maestro cradle for the win. 1. Kick out by Akira just before the count of 2. Factor with a leverage move. Throws Akira to the outside. Factor now looking to shake the cobwebs, get some breath back. Akira back in the ring now. Collar and elbow tie-up. Factor with the DDT on Wild. Factor doing everything he can to stay in this match, and right now he's looking pretty good. Goes for that flying forearm, but Wild out of the way. Factor catches him with a devastating combination of kicks and knees. Go behind and Wild with a Russian leg sweep on the Factor. Picks Factor back up to his feet. Factor with a drop toe hold. Factor off the ropes. Factor drops the knee across the back of Akira. Collar double type once again. Rolling Akira, lock in. Factor trying to get to the rope, but he's screaming in pain and clutching the back of his neck. I don't know how he's continuing. Wild is going to continue to punish that neck. Something's wrong with the Factor, and Akira is just going crazy. He is deliberately trying to injure the Factor at this point. I don't think there's any two ways about it. Look at Factor, he can barely stand up, but he continues to fight. Neck breaker by the Factor. Both men off the ropes. Wild with the roll up. 1, 2, kick out by the Factor. Oh, you got to give it to the Factor. He's got a ton of heart.
1, 2,
Factor again.
3.
Thrown to the outside. Really favoring his neck. But back inside the ring to continue this match. Factor with an arm breaker. Rolls Akira over. Picks him back up to his feet. Hard kick to the midsection. Sends Wild into the turnbuckle. Now looking to set Akira up on the top rope. Factor going to take a big risk here. And Akira with a roll-up from the top rope. 1, 2. Kick out by the Factor. Collar up on top. Neck breaker by the Factor. Factor covers Wild. Count of 2 and a kick out by Akira. Both men circling now. Arm drag from the Factor. Factor's got the Factor 4 leg lock on Akira Wild. He's got the Factor 4 on Akira. Akira breaks the hold. Factor circling, trying to keep it up. Rolling Akira, lock is locked in, and the Factor immediately tapping out before further damage can be done. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner at 17 minutes and 25 seconds via submission, Akira Wild. But folks, my hat's off to the Factor for gutting it out in that match. What a contest. Up next, Derek Arzon is in action. He will be facing Arthur Solomon, along with old Blue Eyes, Brawler Beckett himself. Folks, let's take you to ringside.
Fight.
There's the bell. Lightning Derek Arzon taking on Arthur Solomon in this mixed weight match. Arzon, a proud member of the light heavyweight division. Arthur Solomon outweighs him by a good margin. And of course, Brawler Beckett at ringside with that beautiful NWC World title around his waist. As Solomon reverses the suplex attempt on Arzon. Solomon wanting to take things to the outside, but Arzon not willing to fight outside of the ring as yet. Solomon working the arm of Arzon. Arzon with a forearm to Solomon. Front face lock. And Solomon drops Arzon with a headbutt. Drop toe hold from Derek. And for some reason, Brawler Beckett is complaining about a yank of the hair on that drop toe hold. I don't understand how that's possible, but Brawler Beckett clearly unhappy with the officiating early in this match. Arzon with a stomp to the arm of Solomon. Collar and elbow tie up, and Solomon now thrown to the outside. Beckett complaining about a yank of the tights now. Arzon sent into the turnbuckle. And now he and Solomon are trading big forearm shots, and that's a battle that Solomon's going to win just about every time. Diving back elbow from the top rope from Arthur Solomon, and he just blasted Derek Arzon with it. Sends Arzon off the ropes. Big chop from Solomon. Solomon now locking in at single leg crab. Collar and elbow tie up. Drop toe hold again from Solomon. I'm sorry, from Arzon. Arzon going for the headlock. Solomon reverses with a back suplex. Hooks the leg. Gets a 1 count. And Solomon just all over Arzon at this juncture. Hooks the leg again, looking for an early victory. 1 count, and again Arzon is out. And Arzon nails the enziguri on Solomon. Now grabs that headlock. Solomon shoves him away. Collar and elbow tie up once again. Open palm strike from Arzon, sends Solomon to the canvas. Snap suplex from Derek Arzon as he is fighting his way back in this match. But he is severely outweighed by the much larger and stronger Arthur Solomon. Collar and elbow tie up. Arzon sends Solomon into the turnbuckle. And Solomon likewise with a big yank at the tights. Sends Arzon to the outside. Arzon back in as Solomon is waiting for him. Big headbutt. Down goes Derek. Diving headbutt from the top rope from Arthur Solomon. Now locks in a chin lock on Arzon. Arzon doing everything he can to fight out, and does. Big Solomon back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. Going for that headlock, and again Solomon with the backdrop, and now Solomon to the top rope. Diving headbutt connects once more on Arzon. Solomon drops the elbow. Arzon back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. Look out! Oh my goodness! Northern Lights driver. Solomon back to the top rope. Arzon in big trouble. Double sledgehammer. Solomon hooks the leg. Count of 2. Arzon gets the shoulder up, and Beckett is beside himself. He's screaming at the ref that was 3. Solomon continuing to go to work, demolishing the back of Derek Arzon. Snap suplex from Arzon. Picks Solomon back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. Both men off the ropes. Solomon with a shoulder tackle. Drops the elbow on Arzon. Picks Derek back up. Go behind. Got him up and down. And a backdrop suplex, but Arzon back up to his feet. Throws out a stiff forearm. Locks in the headlock one more time on Solomon. Trying to frustrate the larger man. Solomon shoves him away. Both men off the ropes. Oh, he missed the clothesline, but catches him. Pump handle driver. 1, count of 2. Kick out by Arzon. Big chop, and Arzon goes down. Arzon continuing to fight, but it almost seems like a matter of time here. Clothesline sends Arzon to the canvas. Solomon taking his time with Arzon, feeling he has the match well in hand. Both men off the ropes, and another devastating clothesline. Pulls up with the elbow drop. Solomon off the ropes once again. Looks for the lariat. Arzon out of the way. Collar and elbow tie-up. DDT by Solomon. Solomon now got the arm trapped in a crucifix armbar.
Give up.
And Arzon slips his arm out. Referee saying that, Brawler Beckett arguing with the referee saying that he tapped. Big headbutt. Solomon takes Arzon down to the canvas. Arzon back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. An arm buster from Arzon. Arzon ducks underneath. Both men off the ropes. Leg lariat from Derek Arzon. Arzon to the top rope. Double knee press to the breadbasket. Arm buster again from Lightning Derek Arzon as he is coming back strong. Oh, look out! Scrap buster. Standing scrap buster from Solomon. Count of 1, 2, and kick out by Arzon. Collar and elbow type once again. Look out! Thunderstroke! Thunderstroke from Arzon. 1, 2, and kick out by Solomon just before 3. Solomon with a fallaway slam. Covers Derek. Count of 1, count of 2. Kick out by Arzon. Arzon with a thunderstroke once more. Beckett claiming he pulled the tights. 2, and kick out by Solomon. Body slam. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Kick out by Arzon one more time. Scrap buster. Standing scrap buster scores once more. Cover. Count of 2, and a kick out again by Derek Arzon. Arzon with a thunderstroke on Solomon. Hooks the leg, and Brawler Beckett really getting into it with official Bill White. Pump handle driver, no. Arzon slips out the back door. Brawler Beckett is threatening to knock Bill White out. Arzon to the top rope, double knee press. Collar and elbow tie up once again. Thunderstroke to Solomon. Arzon covers him. 1, 2. Kick out by Solomon. Thunderstroke. Covers Solomon. And Solomon gets his foot on the bottom rope. The saving grace for Arthur Solomon right now. Senton for the top rope from Arzon, and Arzon's calling this one. Works on the arm of Solomon. Into Gary. Right to the side of the skull. Double arm suplex. Picks Solomon back up to his feet. Collar and elbow tie up. Solomon quickly grabs a front face lock on Arzon. Now he's going to go to work, saying, I can take more than that. Off the top rope, diving back elbow from Solomon. And Brawler Beckett is looking significantly more pleased. Body slam by Solomon. Goes for another body slam. Arzon slips out the back door. Go behind. Sends Solomon into the turnbuckle. Arzon looking to follow up. Then it sets Solomon on the top rope. No, Solomon reverses. Vertical suplex, and Arzon spills to the outside. Solomon gonna follow him out, and you've got to keep your eye on Brawler Beckett. Arzon sent careening into the ring, into the side of the ring. Oh, he comes out with a series of headbutts on Solomon. Count is up to 10. Solomon still outside. Brawler Beckett, the smile disappeared from his face. Collar and elbow tie, front face lock from Solomon, trying to get control back. Stopping away at the back of Arzon. Looking for another handshake. Arzon denies him. Thunderstroke on Solomon. Arzon with the thunderstroke. Covers him. And again, Brawler Beckett arguing with the referee. 2.5 and a kick up by Solomon. Snap suplex. What a match this is turning out to be. Diving senton from the top rope. A second diving senton. Arzon now stopping away at the arm. Northern Lights driver. Solomon with the elbow drop. The second elbow drop. And Arzon, look at that unique pin. 2, and kick out by Solomon. These men are doing everything they possibly can to try to end this match. Double arm suplex, cover, 1, count of 2, and kick out by Solomon. Solomon off the ropes. Solomon with the lariat. Solomon with the body slam on Arzon. Picks it back up. Arzon with a drop toe hold. Covers him. And Brawler Beckett is arguing with the ref once again. Arzon releases the pin. It goes back to work with a series of headbutts on Solomon. Off the ropes. Diving splash. 2, and that's the match. Well, in spite of their best efforts, Derek Arzon emerges victorious. I think you would have to say over both Arthur Solomon and Brawler Beckett. Time of the fall, 23 minutes and 34 seconds. Your winner, Lightning Derek Arzon. Ladies and gentlemen, time now for our main event of the evening, and what a main event we have lined up for you. It will feature DIE's The Spoiler 3 against the camp's own Viktor Sokolov in a match that could have been. We are going to see now if the Spoiler and Viktor Sokolov had met for the Sokolov Open Challenge, what the outcome would have been. Folks, this is going to be a heavy-hitting main event. Let's take you to ringside. Folks, here we go. The reigning King of Deathmatch versus the reigning PWA Heavyweight Champion. The Spoiler taking on Viktor Sokolov one-on-one in a match that could have been. This is not for the Viktor Sokolov Open Challenge. Of course, that would be Rebel Wild, who succeeded in the challenge and who will face Viktor Sokolov at PWA Undaunted for the Heavyweight Championship. The Spoiler would have had a shot had it not been for the efforts of Robert McElroy, who attacked the Spoiler as the Spoiler was on his way out to compete against Rebel Wild to see who of them was going to challenge Sokolov. Of course, we all know how that went down. And what's interesting is that these two are actually going to be tag team partners this Thursday on Assault when they face both Robert McElroy and Rebel Wild in tag team match. And they're facing each other right now as opponents. We're going to have to see if they hold back a bit or if their pride is going to get the better of them and they're going to want to prove their dominance over the other. These are two big, powerful, cunning men who care nothing at all about the rules. Might makes right with both of them. Time to find out who is mightier. Collar and elbow tie-up, and Spoiler making a show of shoving down Sokolov. The heavyweight champion finally has somebody in the ring against him that can match him in size and strength, as well as brutality. Big headbutt from the Spoiler. Spoiler with a stop to the midsection. Collar and elbow tie-up, and Sokolov with a stomach buster. on the spoiler. Collar and elbow tie-up once again. Double axe handle and working the knees is Sokolov. Collar and elbow tie-up, and again, double sledgehammer blow. Takes the spoiler to the canvas. Sokolov off the rope. Spoiler back up to his feet. Now it's Spoiler in for the right. Spoiler grabs the top rope, not giving Sokolov an inch. Got Sokolov in the turnbuckle and ramming the shoulder over and over again. Now locking in the single leg crab.
5 minutes gone.
Collar and elbow tie up once more. Sokolov sent into the turnbuckle. Spoiler again, ramming that shoulder over and over and right in front of George Prescott. Sokolov's manager, count of one, and Sokolov kicks out almost immediately. Series of headbutts from Sokolov. Well, folks, if you wanted to see a scientific match, I think you're out of luck here. This is going to be just two big bulls ramming themselves against each other over and over again. It's going to be a contest of strength and power and will. Big lariat, hooks the leg, count of two, and a kick out from Sokolov. Spoiler not letting up, big headbutt. Picks Sokolov back up to his feet, collar and elbow tie-up. Sokolov has got the spoiler up and down, vertical body slam. Picks the spoiler back up, go behind, and a sledgehammer blow. Down drops the spoiler. Irish whip reversal. Sokolov in for the right, gets chopped down by the spoiler. Spoiler off the ropes. Spoiler with a diving knee to Sokolov. Sokolov back to his feet. Sends Spoiler in for the right now. Looking for the knee, but Spoiler body checks Sokolov and continuing to work on the knees, which is the base of balance and power in the stand-up game. And he is going to try to mitigate the power of Sokolov by taking away his base. Iron claws locked in on Sokolov.
Give up. Give up.
Sokolov somehow manages to break free of the dreaded iron claw of the spoiler. Now going up to the top rope. Six-star hop for the top rope. Iron claw once again on Sokolov.
Give up.
And Sokolov again manages to break the hold. Oh, look at this. Sokolov and the spoiler now trading punches. Heavy punches. And Sokolov goes down. My goodness, folks, I wasn't quite expecting the spoiler with that iron claw once more, but it's clear that the spoiler has a game plan and he is executing to the best of his ability. Both men off the rope. Spoiler with the lariat. What a lariat on Sokolov, and there's that iron claw once again on Sokolov. Spoiler is making a statement here, and Prescott now making a statement of his own to the referee. Spoiler picks Sokolov back up to his feet, daring him for a shot. Spoiler off the ropes. Heavy clothesline again. Takes down the heavyweight champion. Spoiler off the ropes. Knee to the midsection from Sokolov. Now it's Sokolov with a running leg drop. Spoiler back to his feet, collar and elbow tie up. Big headbutt. Down goes Sokolov, and there's the iron claw once more on Victor Sokolov. Oh my God! The spoiler has squeezed on that iron claw so hard he's actually drawn blood. Sokolov has got the spoiler up in a torture rack, but you can see the blood coming from his temples, coming from his forehead, from the repeated iron claws. I've never seen anything like that. The spoiler has cut open Victor Sokolov, and now he's opening the cut on that top turnbuckle. Sokolov rakes the eyes of the spoiler. Iron claw applied to Sokolov once again, and somehow Sokolov gets to the ropes. Sokolov with a heavy shot. Stomp below the belt. Hooks the leg of the spoiler. Count of one, count of two, and a kick out by the spoiler. Collar and elbow once more. Siberian leg sweep from Sokolov. Spoiler back up to his feet, but he is not looking well. Gets taken down with clothesline. Collar and elbow tie up. Spoiler off the ropes. Just picks him up and lets him fall. Sokolov Picks Spoiler back up. Spoiler with an errant low shot. Diving knee to the back of Sokolov. Hooks the leg. 1, count of 2. Kick out by Sokolov. Heavyweight champion continuing to fight. Now he's covering Spoiler. 1, 2, and the Spoiler kicks out. Collar and elbow tie up. Backbreaker from Sokolov right into a body slam. Sokolov still trying to gain his win though. Blood loss beginning to affect the heavyweight champion. Both men off the ropes. Spoiler ducks the clothesline. Walks right into the Siberian leg sweep. Spoiler back up, but he's groggy. Taken down with a lariat from Sokolov. Spoiler with the backbreaker to the top rope. Diving knee. But Spoiler unable to follow up. This match has not gotten as long as our previous two matches. Dominator! But you can see that both men are giving it everything they have. Dinkel's up on the ropes now. I don't know what he's talking to the official about, but that could have been a 3 count for Sokolov. Spoiler with the knee to the midsection. Sokolov looking for the Dominator. And he's got it once more. Cover Spoiler. 2 and kick up by the Spoiler. Spoiler with the Iron Claw and Prescott. Prescott now giving the official what for as Sokolov. I couldn't tell if he was tapping out, but that's every possibility. Spoiler sent into the turnbuckle. Spoiler fights his way out. Hard chopping, down goes Sokolov. Spoiler to the top rope. Spoiler with a diving knee, and Sokolov moves out of the way. Sokolov had the knee scouted this time. Both men off the ropes. Sokolov with the lariat. Spoiler backing off. Looking for the big chop. Now it's Sokolov backing off. Big roundhouse right. From the Siberian Psychopath, and a shot to the lower abdominal area. Covers Spoiler, count of 2, kick out. Dinkel now upset with the officiating. What a lariat from the Spoiler. A second lariat. Spoiler off the ropes once more. Third big lariat in a row. There's the Iron Claw once more, and Prescott now up on the ring. Is there any way we can get these managers ejected from ringside? Big shots from Viktor Sokolov, and Spoiler drops to the canvas. Oh, look out! Dominator! Sokolov off the ropes, runs right into the official. Bill White stepped in to Sokolov, and Spoiler now is going to take advantage. Spoiler with a clutch pile driver on Sokolov. Collar double tie up. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert of the heavyweight champion. He's got him covered. Bill White struggles to his feet, gets a 1 count, and Sokolov kicks out. Sokolov with a torture rack of the Spoiler. And the Spoiler is tapped. Oh, what a match. What a main event. But your winner by submission at 21 minutes and 32 seconds. The Siberian Psychopath and the PWA Heavyweight Champion, Viktor Sokolov. Folks, that is going to do it for this edition of PWA Battery. Join us this Thursday for PWA Assault. Until then, my name is Gary Bloomfield saying thank you for joining us, and good night.